haven't showed that. Here we go. All right. Excuse the delay a little bit, folks. Facebook decided not to play fair. It is 7 p.m. on a Sunday night, which means the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers is back live from Safety Harbor. After a short pause for COVID, we are now back in the house, back going on. Joe, D'Angelo, what do you got for me today? I know my brain is not working yet. But, Joe, what you got?
Well, hello, everybody. It's been a couple of months. And we're still alive, and we're still here, and we're still bringing you the Tampa Bay Lightning news, notes, insider news, everything that you can't get anywhere else except us.
And more. Yes,
And
it's actually been a little bit of a break.
More than I would want.
Oh, yeah, more than either of us would want. Joe, I missed working with you. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back here.
Yeah.
A lot of things have happened. Unfortunately, not a lot for the hockey, except rumors and trades and all that kind of stuff. But as far as games played, there have been, well, zero. Unfortunately, we decided to tempt fate and played our Red Wings on our final game this year so far. Didn't do as well as we'd expected, and never even got a chance to get on the show and talk about how bad we were feeling about that.
Never did get that chance.
No, but we had come off of a win against the Boston Bruins, and we had been playing back-to-back hockey 3 nights in a row, flying all over the world. And here we are back after a little bit of a disappointment. But you know what? When they're that tired, when they're that spent, when they're that injured, some things happen. And again, it's not like we lost any points. Congratulations to the Boston Bruins for the President's Trophy this year. You can have that.
Let them have it.
You can have the curse all day long. We don't want it. We're glad it's not there. Forget that.
Yeah.
Here we are. Well, even though they may have the cool President's Trophy, which whatever that means, because we got it last year and didn't do us that much good. But who is ranked number 1 seed for the playoffs this year?
Well, I'm ready for it, but the question is, I'm going to tell everybody right now, as of right now, we still don't know if there'll be a hockey season.
This is very true. In fact, if you look, there may be a poll for everyone here. The poll is, do you think hockey will be back? If so, when? Will it be July? Will it be August? Or will it not be this year?
Well, I'll have the answer to that during this show. I do have the
definitive answer?
Yes, I do have a definitive answer pretty much.
That's a good thing.
And what they're looking for. But you got to remember, only 2 of the 4 stages have been figured out.
True. Very true.
So you still have those critical 3 and 4 stages, and we'll go over that because a lot of people don't understand that concept.
Yeah.
And because of this virus and everything, it screwed everything up, and now, we're facing not the fate of Major League Baseball, which is not going to happen at all.
Doesn't look like it. It's not looking good.
No.
You got to look at the dynamics of each, not only the sport, but the players within the sport. And as much as I love my Rays, and we're not going to talk about them, it looks like one of our pitchers decided to show his butt, talk about money, started a snowballing shitstorm, and now Major League said, well, maybe we won't play it all this year, which kind of sucks.
Well, it's the greed of the players because they want all the money guaranteed, and if they're not going to play, the owners are saying, well, we're not going to pay you.
True.
So that's the problem with Major League Baseball. Not that we cover that, but just to get off the subject for a second, I want to congratulate my buddy J.C. Roberts.
Yeah, congratulations, J.C.
And J.C. and Daytona Roberts with the birth of their son, Jerry Clyde Roberts IV.
Very nice.
Yep, 20 inches tall, 61 pounds.
Hey, Joe, do you know what JC stands for? Because I do.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, hit me.
Jerry Clyde.
There you go.
Because he's the 4th, so that actually JC is the 3rd.
Yeah.
Little trivia you don't know about these things. That's pretty
Actually,
amazing.
I had it written down. I just didn't say it.
Wow, look at that. So, you gotta be happy, even though we're not playing hockey yet. And by the way, Tom Germano, best comment ever is the first comment back. The Yankees still haven't won a game. I thought I was gonna pee myself just laughing. I just saw that one. That's nice. So Tom, thank you for bringing a smile to my face on that one.
Quite honest, Geronimo. Let me lay it on
this
the line.
This is gonna start a storm. I'll be right back.
This is not a baseball show, and it is not a Rays show. They're gonna be gone in a couple of years, and you're gonna be back to the Mets.
They're gonna be Ybor City.
They're not going anywhere in Tampa.
Ybor City.
Baseball doesn't support. Tampa doesn't support baseball.
City.
Florida doesn't. We've already talked about that. Anyway, I'm gonna ignore Geronimo and let everybody and give Geronimo a lesson in hockey.
But I will say this, Joe. Let me finish my point there. It says something for the players in hockey. I don't know if you guys have followed Facebook Live, YouTube, things like this. Well, all the other players, they've either been crying about not getting paid, this and that. Hockey has been going out and doing things for the community, doing shows, opening us up to their homes to see what they're up to, keeping us engaged. And that's what sets hockey apart from all the other sports, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I could see that. But Blake Snell had to open his mouth and tell everybody how greedy he was.
That's what happens.
And considering that, the Rays are a cheap organization and doesn't play their players anyway.
Geez. Hey, I thought we were talking about hockey.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Phase 2.
Hey, Ron, how's Mexico?
Yeah.
Ron, Joe said you're in a scary place, which must mean Mexico is what he said. So I think you're in Arizona.
Might as well be in Mexico.
But he said, oh, it's a terrible place. Mexico. Maybe Arizona. And Lisa looked at him and went, yeah, those are totally different places.
They are, but
that's okay.
According to Ronnie, everything's crazy right now.
Well, this is true.
Okay, back to
However,
hockey.
Disclaimer, we're not going to get into that, folks, tonight.
Right.
We are not going to talk about politics.
Nope.
We're not going to talk about protests.
Nope.
We're not going to talk about reasons for anything.
Not going
to
talk about baseball.
For hockey.
That's right.
And a little bit of baseball.
No baseball.
And we might actually mention a little bit of football. Just a little.
Football.
Because Tampa has been reeling from some cool stuff.
Football with no fans and Marsha
That's
Brady.
Right.
Cheating Marsha Brady.
Cheating Marsha Brady, who bought a house or rented a house, folks.
From Derek Jeter.
Didn't
buy the house, renting the house.
On the Tampa Bay. All of his backyard looks up onto the bay where boats are allowed to float by. Uh-huh. He first got on Howard Stern show. Shout out to Howard Stern.
Yes.
That said, I can't stand all these people at my house. They're making it hard for me to live. I'm
used to it, Marsha.
I'm like, dude, you bought a house with The funny part is I'm listening to the Howard Stern show on my phone while I'm on a boat floating in front of Tom Brady's house, which is kind of cool because he was griping about, possibly my boat at the time. So then he had Tampa PD come out there and float a boat out in front to deter people from floating by. I waved at Tampa PD, and then I waved at Tom Brady's house as I floated on by like 6 times in a row.
It's not Tom Brady's house; it's Derek Jeter's house.
Well, it's Derek's.
Derek Jeter is renting.
Not. It's Giselle's house right now, actually, because it's Giselle's sister and her.
Let me make it perfectly clear that it is not Brady's house. He is renting from Derek Jeter.
Well, it's true.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Let's make that perfectly clear.
Yes. Oh, no. Ed Hummel says, did you guys see the video of all the players come together? Oh, yes. Boys Are Back in Town video.
That was
fantastic
awesome.
video. I'll tell you what, these guys, they know how to play it. Not only do they know how to play hockey real well, they know how to play their audience. They know how to keep people interested, invested. So when the time does come to drop the puck, we're all going to be cheering them on, whether we're doing it from our house in front of the TV, whether we're doing it from a bar, whether we're doing it live. It doesn't matter. Hockey will be back. All right,
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Joe. I keep interrupting you. I feel bad about that. But, there's so much to talk about. But go ahead.
Okay, getting back to what I've been trying to say for the last 10 minutes.
My bad.
Phase 2, just to educate you on Phase 2, it starts Monday. It involves small groups of no more than 6 players at a time.
That's all we need.
Which is crazy. Will be allowed to train at the team facilities, and of course they're going to be splitting time between Brandon and our regular arena facilities. as long as the team meets requirements of Phase 2 protocols. So that's going to be interesting. It's very small groups, and remember this, that some of the players are not even going to bother showing up and making the trip because they can't.
True, but fortunately, most of our Bolts players live in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah.
So unlike, again, I won't mention the Rays, who Ji-Man Choi and Susugo, who are our new players, are in like Japan and Korea. We have most of our guys in town. So I think you're going to see them fighting for who's going to go in what slot. And don't forget, Brandon Ice Arena has 2 different separate rinks. Mm-hmm. They can always rotate 6 on the ice at a time, or 5 on the ice and a coach, or however they want to do it, and keep the other guys sequestered or socially distanced or whatever they want to call it these days.
And, of course, today, one of the reasons why I didn't start the show last weekend was because I wanted to wait for this weekend because it's
this is a big one.
16 years ago today. Game 7 and the Tampa Bay Lightning winning the Stanley Cup.
What a phenomenal day that was.
Dave Andreychuk, the Bolts captain, waited 22 years for this chance to hoist the cup. And, of course, one of my boys, of course, Vinny was my favorite, but Brad Richards was a close number 2.
Yeah.
Brad
and
Richards
Marty, of course,
won the Conn Smythe Trophy as a playoff MVP.
Yeah.
And, of course, this commenced at St. Pete Times Forum at that time.
Yeah, well, it's funny that was one of the trick questions from the Lightning is who won the MVP in that game, because everyone thought it was either going to be LeCavalier or Marty St. Louis or anybody other than Brad.
Yeah.
So everyone said, oh, this is it. Of course, it was Brad, but nobody knew it. Best thing ever.
It was. And, of course, Brad Richards won the face-off in game number 7, the start of game number 7.
Yeah.
And there was a little point that he pointed out, and it was very, very good point. He said that the team that won the face-off, the opening face-off, went on to win. He pointed out that the team won the opening face-off in the first 6 games of the series, won
every time,
each game.
Yep, yes. Each game.
Incredible.
It was
and it took them no shots.
Kind of a fluke, but still, yes.
No shots on goal in the first 7 minutes of the game 7.
We've seen that before.
And Ruslan Federico, with a goal at 6:29 in the first, scored, and they had a 1-0 lead. Nikolai Javy-Abulin
oh yes,
was outstanding. 5 shutouts in the playoffs, and a strong game 7 performance, which was incredible. And this guy, Ruslan Federico, scored 2 of the Bolts, and that's all they needed.
That's all they needed.
Final,
that's all it was. 2-1.
And of course, the Berlin Wall, Javy-Abulin, was just unbelievable.
Yeah, almost Vasilevsky-like.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, did not win this year.
Well,
shockingly,
they haven't voted.
No, who? Tusk just beat him on something.
Rask.
Yeah, I don't know what he beat him on, but it was something stupid.
Yeah, well,
we didn't do real well. The only thing we did well in so far was defense. Of course, Victor, who's just phenomenal. Braden hasn't played enough games this year. Everybody else was low on points after this COVID BS.
Yeah.
So it's been it's an interesting end and a very sad end because we were on fire to just keep going. And we were hoping to break that little curse from last year. We were hoping to keep moving forward. We were hoping to get strong again and waiting for Steve Stamkos, who, by the way, is now strong again, thank God, to come out. And now we've got our captain who's going to have to hit the ice for the first time after a bye series coming off an injury. And that's rough. Mm-hmm. We do not have all the things in place that we were hoping to have at the end of the season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could just forget about the regular season now because it's over.
It's over.
Now, I'm going to give you an update on Stage 3 because, quite frankly, I can. And I get this information, and I want to report it out and not hold back on it.
Go ahead.
Of course, we are
Don't hold back,
covered.
Joe.
Phase 2 was the small workouts. of the NHL's return to play, and this is June. Phase 3, organized training camp, will occur no earlier than July 10th. If you figure the league gives teams 2 to 3 weeks to get back into shape, then that sets up the table for early August for resumption of competitive hockey. All of this is contingent on the league receiving approval from the power to resume play. So, folks, you're not looking at July for sure. I would definitely say you're looking at mid-August, late August before the playoffs start, and that's just facts.
Very true.
Yeah, so you think you've waited long enough? Well, folks, you still got longer to wait.
All right, so I just published these 2 polls.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is going to be, when is hockey going to start back? If so, when? The other one is, hey, can you hear us all right? I'm hoping, because we've been chatting here, that you can hear us just fine.
Yeah, I think
Unfortunately, Facebook is not showing some of the things they used to show. Being gone for almost 2 months, I guess. Has it been? It's been more than 2 months, hasn't it?
It has
Oh my
been.
God!
Yeah.
Being gone for so long, you don't look at Facebook live very often when you're setting up a show. And I loaded up today, Joe, and it was all different. Nothing is the same.
Surprise, surprise,
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Facebook says just when you think you have the answers, we have the questions.
You are right. So, you got anything more, or are we going to segue into, you're going to love this one, folks. I'm going to give a shout out. In fact, I should have worn the shirt today. To a great assistant captain and somebody who really shocked me with their influencer and everything they've done, and that is Alex Killorn.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not had a chance, folks,
Lightning player rep,
to get on, oh yeah, that too, to get on Instagram and see Doc Talk with Alex Killorn, you are missing out.
Yep.
This has been a fantastic opportunity to watch the players enjoy banter between each other, talk about their lives, talk about what they're doing, and do it from the comfort of their own docks. Because, folks, they all live on Davis Island. Davis Island is a little island here in Tampa, right in the middle of downtown. Actually, at Tampa General Hospital, the biggest hospital in the state, is right there on the island with all these multi-millionaires on the water. And Alex goes on his little jet ski from spot to spot, stops and says hello. We saw Steve Stamkos.
Yep.
We've seen Vasilevsky. Mm-hmm. We've seen Cirelli.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a bunch of them.
Yep.
Coburn
was there.
Yep. Yeah. It's a lot of fun to watch. And if you're stupid like me, you take the boat out and try to stalk him. And you don't find him, but you do run into Yanni Gord, which was a lot of fun to talk to him. Mm-hmm. So, if you get a chance, check out Doc Talk with Alex Killorn. Great show. Another great show coming up back soon is JP Peterson. Mm-hmm. We'll be back live very soon with his own show. Yep. Looking forward to seeing that again. And, we talk about these shows because we're all a big family here. It's a Lightning family. We have a good time with each other. And we want to talk about good shows that are doing the right thing, like JP's, like Alex. Those two come to mind right now. Mm-hmm. Nobody else right now. You see where I'm going with that, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, there's some good shows and there's some really bad shows, and the people out there, the fans, they have choices. They make choices of good podcasts, and there are some really bad ones too.
This is very true.
Let's remember one thing also. Tampa was eliminated under the consideration of where the 2 hub cities will be.
Still trying to figure that one out.
Yeah. Well, the finalists are Chicago, Columbus, Dallas, Edmonton, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Pittsburgh, Toronto, and Vancouver. There was a whole big list.
Yeah.
And they're narrowing it down.
So I'd really like to go to Chicago and play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We looked at that. I kind of talked to some of my sources and found out that Tampa was on the list before. They got cut off the short list because NBA was nearing their talks to go to Wide World of Sports and Disney. Mm-hmm. And they said it wasn't fair to have basketball and hockey. My answer was kick out basketball, but my answer doesn't count because no one was listening. So it looks like it's going to be a basketball state this summer and hockey hopefully soon somewhere else.
Yeah. Well.
Going to miss my boys because they're all going to move away for all this, which is really sad.
Yeah.
You know?
But, we got to remember, too, going into the those last few games, the Lightning finished 43-21-6. We're in second in the Eastern Conference with 92 points.
Yeah.
Behind the Bruins with 100.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay also acquired Blake Coleman and Barclay Goodrow at the trade deadline, and they're still trying to get the chemistry and mesh together.
Well, Barclay was actually talking about that. He was on one of the shows just recently.
Yeah.
And just talking about how he wants to get back in his groove. Honestly, I'm not really concerned about him getting in his groove because we have so many other players that have to get back in their groove right now.
Yeah.
Because they've been off for 2.5 months. It's almost like a new team. Fortunately, we have the players and the talent to take a quote new team and probably do something very well with it. Mm-hmm. And that's actually what everyone else is saying because we are ranked very well coming into these playoffs.
Yeah.
I think, Joe, if I'm not mistaken, we are number 1. I think the Bruins are number 4. Oops.
Does the new format hurt or help the Lightning's NHLPA player rep Alex Colon pointed out that some of the top teams will have somewhat of a disadvantage as the Lightning's opponent could be coming in after playing a legitimate playoff series. So that's a good point. So the Lightning were one of the 2 teams that voted no to the proposal. And
well, it really didn't do us
the other
that
one
good.
being in Carolina, too.
Yeah, it really didn't do us that good because we are facing tougher games than most because of the way we're sitting. Mm-hmm. We have that first bye, which is not the best thing in the world. Yeah, we can practice all day long, but until you have a real hockey game and get out there and play hockey against teams that are aggressive and do your best, you don't really get your groove in. And these guys aren't going to be able to start getting their groove going until later in the series when all these other teams have already played, already gotten their skates good, and then going up against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Well, the path to the Cup says the Lightning will have to fight for their seeding first, but assuming they get out of the first round, they'll probably still have to go through Boston and or Washington just to get out of the East.
True.
So there you go. Wow.
All right, so
not going to be easy.
Let's see if this works or not. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Is hockey going to start playback? If so, when? I've got an August and a not this year. Boy, I'll tell you, these guys are right on this poll.
Yeah, well, it doesn't hurt that I've already given that answer as far as the timeline is concerned.
This is an opinion.
Third and fourth are going to be interesting. You're not going to get round 3 until later on.
No.
But
now there is a new rumor that came out last week, a hockey rumor, which I really kind of like. Mm-hmm. Did not like it at first at all. I don't like change. But now NHL is saying, maybe we need to look at moving into the summer and having a summer league instead of a winter league. Mm-hmm. Because then we're not going up against football and going up against basketball. They don't really seem to care about baseball, which is fine. But they're very concerned, and baseball plays a lot of day games anyways. They're trying to see if they can go and stop competing against these other 2 major sports. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it actually may start a resurgence for hockey fans. Mm-hmm. And after some long thinking about it, that might be the way to go. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Don't know if it's going to work out, but, they're proposals, and they're working on stuff.
True.
And they're progressing. They got these first 2 rounds done. Now they got to go to the third, and then finally to active competition, and ready for the season or ready for the playoffs. Actually,
it's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. So the players got to get in shape. They need a couple of weeks. So.
Joe's reading from the antiquated teleprompter called paper. Ron wants to know if you're reading for a teleprompter. I said, paper.
Yeah, no, we don't have teleprompters. I have my sources and my guys in the office that give me all kinds
What is this,
of
the X-Files?
information, and that's why I'm one of the hardest working hosts in the world, because I always have notes, news, and I get the stuff that the insiders get.
See, I love it when Joe's here, because when Joe's hosting, I just provide the color stuff. Hello, hockey fans. I ain't got no notes. I know some stuff. Looks like Andre Palat may be on the chopping block.
We don't want to speculate. You
Well,
can't make trades right now.
It came out today.
I know, but you can't make trades.
True, but when the trades come up, he's getting $5.3 million, and they got to make some space for some salaries.
Well, he's not the only
one. And
one.
he has been injured, and he's been playing not really well lately. If he doesn't get it going throughout the rest of this season, whatever's left of it, he might be looking at a new team.
It's called cap crunch.
Yep.
And the Lightning players, all four, have no trade clauses, and Killorn is the only one changing to a modified during the offseason, a 16-team no-trade list.
Yep.
That kind of flexibility, combined with Killorn's career season, makes him one of the core players, I think, that could be moved this summer.
And I hate it because I just got Alex Killorn game-worn gloves.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
Watch, and they'll also can Shattenkirk, which I got my own personalized jersey for him.
Now, there's another guy that
Miss me some Shattenkirk.
Yanni Gourde would be difficult to trade coming off a down season production-wise, still having 5 years at $5.166 million AAV. Tyler Johnson has 4 years left at $5 million AAV, which is okay if you have him in your top six center or wing. Now, Andre Palat had a great bounce-back year and has just 2 years left at $5.3 million AAV, and he recently turned 29 years old.
Yep.
So that combination makes Palat both a tradable asset and somebody you'd like to hold on to because of his two-way skill set.
Yeah, but you also have to look at, it's not like some of these teams that it's Palat or nobody. We have so much talent on both lines. We have almost too much talent. We have an abundance. And to lose Palat wouldn't, in my opinion only, folks, this is my Thunderstrikers opinion only, I think that we could afford to lose him at this point.
That's interesting, but, Killorn at this point, too.
I don't want to lose Alex. I like Alex.
While last year, everything was a lot different in talking about Alex Killorn.
Oh, yeah.
And his non-production season.
Yeah, and then he gets 40 goals in the first half of the season. Ooh, good job.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Now, I just want to remind everybody that not that anybody cares, but there are some people that do care. The NHL Draft Lottery will be on Friday, June 26th.
Yep.
The number 1, 2, and 3 picks will be up for grabs, 15 teams. The 7 who are no longer playing, plus 8 more currently identified as teams A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H, will be in the lottery.
I'm rooting for Team D. I don't know. Unless that's the Red Wings, then I'm rooting for Team C.
Yeah.
Because the Red Wings don't need any breaks right now. First of all, they beat us the last game this season, which made me angry. Second of all, they've got Yzerman. They stole him from us.
Steve Yzerman is gone.
Yeah, and
that's because
he's building a new team to rival the Lightning, and I don't like that.
It's going to take a long time before the Red Wings are...
maybe not as long as we think, unfortunately. It may be only a couple of years.
3 years at least.
No, still, that just means they're going to come up and beat us, and I don't want that to happen.
You know what? I mean, Yzerman did a great job, but his successor is... has more experience than Yzerman does in front office.
Well, yeah.
And our current general manager is very skilled.
JBB.
I think he knows what he's doing, and we'll be fine.
And my wife, who is a huge Detroit Red Wings fan,
3-5,
is shaking her head that, she says, here we go. Would you like to come on, Mike, and tell us how much you love the Red Wings?
Well, quite frankly, Steve couldn't get it done.
Come on. Yes, she's saying that Yzerman built the team, not anybody else.
No, JBB.
Just Yzerman. And when he left, we're screwed, according to my lovely, beautiful wife.
JBB.
Come on, Lisa, jump in here.
JBB was more than qualified to take over as the general manager.
Yes, he was.
The opportunity came for Steve to go home, and Steve went home. They worked hand in hand. Both Steve Eisenman and JBB worked side by side for years together. Yeah. And before that, JBB had general manager experience that Steve didn't have.
This is very true.
These are all facts.
Oh, yeah. All right, so on that fact, we're going to stop for a second. It is the, 30-minute-ish mark. We've been on for a little while, and it's time for a little bit of music for the center here. All right, while we're playing some music, we'd like to thank our future sponsors. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we've been having a little bit of a dry spell, which is fine. But, however, we still love to eat at our place. We love
Thank you for that all-you-can-eat pasta.
Oh, that was so good. We love our friends at Eddie's Bar and Grill. Hopefully soon, when hockey gets back going on, we're going to be at Eddie's Bar and Grill live in Dunedin, Florida, enjoying Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers with prizes, games, and everything we did last time. If you had a chance to get to Eddie's and watch that, it's a lot of fun. The food is fantastic. The drinks are cold. The people are nice. And every Sunday at 7 p.m., during hockey season, you have Joe and I, the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers. So that's that. All right, we're back. Ready? Here we go. Whoop.
Nice little pop.
You like that, huh?
Yeah. But of course, I could also mention Snappers.
Oh, of course, yes. We love Snappers.
You know, we have a long list of,
those tacos are good.
People that have, or the companies that have been with us since, my first 5 years.
Yeah. By the way, we unfortunately did not get a chance because of the pandemic and everything else that's going on. Didn't have a show to celebrate your 5-year anniversary as the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers. I've only been here for a little over a year, but I want to congratulate you, Joe, for not only building a fantastic organization, not only because it's great for hockey, but it's great for the community. Charitable things you do every year, the toy drive in July. I'm going to ask you about something you did for the fire department in a minute. And all these things came out of your head. You took nothing, you built it, you've maintained it, you've grown it, and here we are today enjoying the fruits of your labors. And so we appreciate it. I definitely appreciate being the co-host on this show. I love what I'm doing here.
5 years.
Love hockey more than anything else. Love the Lightning more than anything else. And 5 years later, hopefully in another 5 years, when we do the 10-year, I'll be celebrating my 7 years. But yes.
We're going to be working together no matter what.
Oh, yes.
Of course, there's going to be changes. Changes always happen.
True.
That's the way life goes.
Yeah.
But there's kind of like a bridge. And the bridge.
Like over the River Kwai?
Yeah, I mean.
Bridge too far?
There's always a plan.
Oh.
Like Steve Eisenman had a plan. JBB has a plan.
I like that segue. I really do.
Joe D'Angelo has a plan.
Joe D'Angelo has a plan.
Joe D'Angelo had a dream and a plan, and he put it together 5 years ago, and here we are now.
Yeah. Jeff has a plan, too, but it's to renovate the kitchen. Because Jeff's retired, and he ain't got nothing else.
Well, Joe don't have a house yet, so...
True.
I mean, that's may potentially be next year.
So you'll take your roommate with you, right? Because you guys have so much fun together. Oh no, okay, I'm sorry. I'll get off the topic there. Hey, by the way, before we go any further, let me just say hello to some people that have been on here. Hey, Tom, and unfortunately, again, thanks to Facebook, they've taken away showing us who's on. They just show you who's on if you're making a comment. So Tom, Ed. And again, Linda, Ron, of course. Hey, Ron. And all these people, we appreciate you being on here. If you don't comment, unfortunately, we're no longer able to see you. Hey, Kyle. And if you make comment, we'll see you. If you don't, unfortunately, we won't know you're here until later. But, hey, it is what it is. Times change. Facebook changes.
I got to mention something. Kyle, he's one of our new members.
Oh, welcome, Kyle.
He's a Lightning fan.
Damn right he is.
And he's going to experience Duff's this week.
Ooh, Duff's.
Yes, we are going to Duff's. Me and Kyle. So He will experience the Duff's effect.
Well, I'll tell you, folks, I made it back to Duff's when they opened back up last week.
Yep.
And it is a buffet, but it's a darn good one.
It is. The food is great. There are safety precautions.
Yes.
They did the best they can with safety precautions. The rest is up to you.
True.
I mean, there's people that are careless that don't care.
Like that girl that put one glove on and picked everything up with the bare hand.
Yeah, that was bad.
I was watching that.
That's bad.
Guess what I didn't eat? Anything she touched.
Yeah. With reason. Good reason.
This is very true.
Mm-hmm.
However, the food was very good. Folks, if you're listening from anywhere outside of Florida, we have gone to phase 2 reopening as of Friday.
Yeah, 50%.
So 50% inside restaurants, 100% outside restaurants. Movie theaters and bowling alleys can now open up 50%. Tattoo parlors can open up. So if you're looking for a new lightning tattoo, like mine, now's the time to get it before they close up again. You never know.
Yeah, well, let's hope that they don't have another round of this.
This is true. You know, it's also a good idea. Hey, Valerie. It's also a real good idea that we take a second. You know, COVID was a horrible thing. COVID's caused a lot of death and destruction and pain for a lot of people, not only physically but also economically. And we want to send our sincere prayers for everyone out there who's been affected by this. I mean, yeah, we've been affected where we can't have the show. Joe's been affected a lot more than I have. I've been fortunate enough to kind of skate through this, being retired. But it's very tough. You know, we're here for you. We're hoping things get better. We're praying for you. And for those we've lost, we're really sorry for that. I'm sure we've lost Lightning fans, unfortunately, as well as many others. And so it's bad.
Well, unfortunately, you know, again, I don't like to bring this stuff up, but, you know, if we were like Canada and some of the other states
Canada,
that have a regular, let's see, Canada has $1,400 a month on a regular basis coming to their people.
It's also our home and native land.
Yeah, well, you know what? Canada
True
takes
patriot love.
Canada government obviously cares more about their people than United States.
In all our hearts command. Oh, sorry.
They get every month.
Here's something for you, Joe.
$1,400 stimulus.
That's nice.
We don't get nothing. We get $1,200
once.
Oh, that's enough. Everybody could survive with $1,200. I think that's a gift.
It's true. Well, I will say this. Little trivia for you Canadian fans. You ready for this one? Did you know that thanks to Canada's, I guess you call it progressiveness, the song used to be, "Oh Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all our sons' command." People griped, said it was sexist. So now it is, "Oh Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all our hearts' command." It is very hard, because I sing that song a lot, to remember the word heart instead of son, because I sang son for years, and now I have to sing heart. And I may or may not have screwed up once or twice. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or said, because I forgot the word completely.
Well, like I said,
here's a lesson. Don't change songs.
Yeah, no.
Because I got to relearn it, and I don't like it.
That's not good.
I know. Hey, Ron, why is it always about the money?
You know, again, you know, you would think that the United States being so macho and everybody thinks that everything's so great here and stuff like that. But the government could care less about the Americans. Yeah. Everybody's suffering and hurting, and they give it one-time stimulus while everybody else gives $1,400 a month. It's ridiculous.
We promised we wouldn't talk about this.
I know, but I broke my promise.
We promised.
I had to air it, and everybody agreed.
If you keep talking, I'm going to talk about the raise.
So, anyway.
Well, this is true. There's a lot going on.
Let's get back to the lightning.
We could spend the next 20 minutes talking about all the crap that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
But the good shining light during all of this is that hockey still remains. There will be something,
you hope,
fingers crossed, hopefully, that brings us back into the hockey fold. In the meantime, the players have been nothing but awesome, nothing but gentlemanly, nothing but receptive to their fans and their audience. They're not crying. They're not griping. They're just doing the best they can. And that's impressive right there.
Yes. Well, another thing that we have to be glad
There's a
for
picture of Alex. I like that.
is the fact that we will be healthy. I got a good report on the core injury from Steven Stamkos.
Hold on. You got to say it again. The core injury from who? Steven Stamkos. Boy, I missed that.
He's recovering.
Yeah,
And,
thank God.
This really, unfortunately, it was unfortunate, the circumstances, but we got a lot of hurt Lightning players coming back, and we're going to be healthy for the playoffs.
Very true. However, we're not going to be as ready as others are because we're going to miss the first 5 games.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is,
Well, at least we're not the Red Wings, who aren't even showing up. They get an extended COVID. They don't have to show up till next year. Lisa, did you hear that? She didn't hear it.
She went back to sleep.
She went back to sleep.
Okay, I got a question from one of my followers, and they said, with the season cut short, will Rick Peckham come back next year? The answer is no.
Nope, he's done.
He definitely will honor his retirement.
Yep.
And he will. Fox Sports Sun is allowed to take part during the resumed playoffs. He's made it clear to the team that this is it for him. Lightning are in the middle of a search for Peckham's replacement, and there has been no shortage of interest. So there's a lot of interest in that position.
I volunteer.
I would love to do that.
Oh, God. Wouldn't that be a blast?
I would love to do that. I mean, I have 4 years under my belt, and it's a great show. And
I just want to be the Zamboni driver. Well, only one of them. I want to be the Zamboni driver that they called in to win a hockey game last year. That's like the best ever. What kind of season do we have when a Zamboni driver gears up and helps win a game?
3 of the 4 Tampa Bay Thunderstriker nights involved the Zamboni. And then we lost the best Lightning rep ever in Dan Lozado. We still miss him.
We do. We miss him. But I will give Caitlin Peterson. Caitlin, if you're listening, I look forward to talking to you about my moving up day for my season tickets this year. Love you to death, like a sister. Would you like a cruise, roses? What would you like? Let me know. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, hopefully that, I am fortunate. I did get the call a couple weeks ago that I am now in the short list to go full season. If that happens, and Caitlin, I'll be honest with you, Caitlin is a very fantastic rep, at least in my opinion. She does a great job for us. And hopefully maybe we'll get back on the Zamboni. You never know.
Yeah, that's frustrating that we had it for 3 straight years under Daniel, and then they gave me a new Thunderstriker rep, and he only lasted 1 season.
Yeah.
And he disappeared on me. Didn't even let me know that he was leaving. Then they stuck me with a new rep that had no experience and did not communicate with me at all.
Yep.
So he's gone. So right now, it's cloudy. The future is very, very
It
cloudy.
is. The future's uncertain all the way around. However, Joe, we have to say we're still healthy. We're still alive. We're not caught up in some of the poor concessions and security and event staff and those guys that are just getting, just not getting anything. They're trying to live their lives and they have nothing right now because there's no hockey.
Well, there's no hockey. There's no sports.
Yeah.
There's no relief. There's no help. So, again, I have to remind everybody that something they already know, that we do not get any kind of help in this situation.
Yeah. Well, it's always funny coming from this hockey experience. Everyone's working from home now, which is fantastic. You have a little Zoom meeting with whoever. And my meeting with Caitlin was fantastic because right about halfway through my meeting, her father, who was down visiting and, basically walked out and said, "Hey, Caitlin, you want a sandwich?" So that's like, my wife walking in here and saying, "Hey, these have been great. You guys suck." That kind of thing. So being heckled by your own wife while you're doing your Thunderstriker show is a lot of fun.
Well, I can honestly tell you, Jeff, I know that you had mentioned that, that I was affected by the COVID, but really, to be honest with you, I really wasn't because my company stepped up.
Well,
I got $1,000 raise or
True.
$1,000 bonus.
True.
I am getting hazard pay. And,
yeah, but you're sitting there by yourself. You don't have your friends there anymore. You don't have coworkers to deal with.
Yeah, there's no coworkers.
It's like a ghost town there. A Clorox ghost town.
It is, but they've stepped it up and they've rewarded me with everything. And I'm financially I'm okay. I'm doing
well.
Good.
That's good because and we hope everyone is. We hope that this doesn't affect people too badly. But again, there's nothing we can do about it. We're not the CDC. We're not the health organizations. We're nothing. We just kind of truck along and hope for the best. It's good to see the restaurants back open again. A lot of people I've talked to in the restaurant industry are very happy to be back. And folks in Thunderstriker land, if you get a chance to go out to your favorite restaurant, you see your favorite waiter or waitress, or any waiter or waitress there,
tip them.
Tip them. Not only tip them good.
Yeah, my waiters.
Because we're trying to make up right now.
I give good tips, and I care about them.
I do too. I give good tips. Don't eat yellow snow.
It's community.
Don't take wooden nickels. No, but seriously, it's a good time to pay it back, pay it forward. You save some money if you're a Lightning season ticket holder or a Lightning, any kind of ticket holder. You've saved some money.
Yep.
I've saved a bunch of money because not in my car insurance because I got tickets back from that. I've gotten a lot back from the Rays because they're not playing. Most likely I'll get something back from the Bucks as they come along, even though Gronkowski is now a Buck.
Yeah.
Have we talked about that? We have not talked about that.
He'll get hurt the first week.
He will not. He's going to go out there.
Damaged goods.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, back to hockey.
Yes, back to hockey.
Okay, who would you guys like to see in the Eastern Conference Series be the most exciting in the qualifying round? Would it be Pittsburgh versus Montreal, Carolina against the Rags, the New York Islanders against the Florida Panthers? I like that one.
I like that one too.
Toronto at Columbus. So there you go. There's a good question for you.
Yeah.
What would you guys like?
Yeah, what would you like to see? I would like to see the Penguins.
I want to see the Islanders.
You like the Islanders. I like the Penguins. I also want to be careful that we don't want teams that are going to be strong against us. Y'all duke it out and get tired, and then we'll play with you.
Beat each other up.
Yeah, exactly. Hurt each other.
I'm not worried about any of those teams because I think we can handle any one of those teams.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we have
easily.
We have during the season.
Well, everyone thinks we can. Look at the rankings right now.
Look at who's picked for number one.
Yeah, I think that's us. Did I mention that? Yes, I did. We'll mention it again.
Let's do the Western Conference.
Okay.
Not that it matters.
Well,
qualifying round series catches your eye. Edmonton against Chicago. Nashville versus Arizona. Vancouver versus Minnesota. Or Calgary versus Winnipeg.
All right, you're right. There's nothing to write home about for the Western Conference.
Not really.
I mean, where's Vegas?
Not on that list. Well, that's the first round.
Oh, okay,
Western
yeah.
Conference. That's the first
all
round.
Right.
They got the teams.
First
got
round,
the
yeah.
bye.
All the crap teams.
Yeah, you got 24
sorry.
teams.
Sorry,
compete.
Edmonton. All the crap teams.
You got 24
sorry,
teams to
Pittsburgh.
compete for Stanley Cup. You got 2 hub series that will host the games. You got the protocol for return to training and the draft lottery. So once you're done with all that, you're looking at the end of July.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking actually we're not going to see a game start till August, which is distressing because now I'm going to have to record them because I've got 3 different sports going on at the same time. Excluding basketball, thank you. I'm a baseball, hockey, football guy.
Well, there's not going to be any baseball at all.
We'll see.
Not going to happen.
We'll see. Kevin Kiermaier's been on the field every day last week. Oh, am I talking about the Rays again?
Okay, a couple of other notes from Return to Play protocol. 2 exhibition games per team, 28 skaters, and as many goalies as you wish to carry.
What a stupid idea is that?
Yeah.
Why do we need an exhibition? You know what the exhibition games are? The last season. We don't need it. God knows. Put players on the ice and get them hurt. That's the last thing we need to do at all. Now, I do see that they're able to call up a bunch of players from the minors.
Yes.
Which is nice for us because we've got a couple good people that are just itching to get back up there. And they're going to do real well.
These workouts are optional, so not every Lightning player has to take his turns in skates in Tampa
They
Bay.
will. They will.
Especially with many leaving the area for their off-season homes like Pat Maroon back in St. Louis.
He better not go.
But there are only 2 players that have left the country, Victor Hedman in Sweden and Luke Shen in Kelowna, BC.
Yeah. I'm sad to see Victor out of country. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah,
he
won't be around for
how much
second.
I care about Luke.
Not around for the second, but maybe for the third.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've made my feelings known about Luke from day one this year. I'm not really impressed. He's hot and cold. He spends a lot of time in the box. And I'm not sure if he's the kind of team motivator that we need when you've got people like Killorn and Shattenkirk and Sorelli.
Well, you got to remember, we need our guys that can take the fight to people, and Luke Shen is one of them.
Well, he is, but so is Kevin. And so are most of them these days. I mean, we're seeing some really
some
neat
guys are stepping up.
Look at Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson has been in more scraps this year. He's been more aggressive. He's been more on fire in those skates. Gotta love Tyler Spunk. You really do.
Interesting note out of this, that the coaches are not allowed to run practices on the ice, but can in the building watching from certain areas.
Yes, probably up the sky. Well, the good thing is, I mean, they'll just watch it from the sidelines, or they can't literally stand on the ice, but that's it. So they can look down.
Let's see.
I'm going to give a bullhorn.
According to this, like other teams, the Lightning have or are allowed to have call-ups, or black aces as they're called, from AHL Syracuse. Players that will be available to play immediately. I would imagine Matthew Joseph, Alex Volkov, Cal Foote, Alex Bear-Bolette, who is unbelievable on the crunch.
Yes.
Corey Conacher, Gemel Smith, and Luke Witkowski are among those that can be called back.
Now, my question to you, Joe, is do you think Luke Witkowski is going to come back with some more maturity, or is he just going to head right? I mean, if he plays like he did before, he might as well just get on the ice, go right to the box, and just hang out there the whole time, because he is one of those players that needed to go back down. Now, I don't agree with Matthew Joseph going down, but then again, we didn't have room for him.
Yeah.
But it's good to have him coming back, because Matthew is a really good, strong player. He's got good moves. He's got good skill. He's got good talent. He's got good maturity. Witkowski needs to maybe grow up a little bit. Just saying.
Fair enough.
And by the way, Kyle, yes, Islanders and Panthers would be a good game to watch.
I agree with that. I said it. That's my pick.
I'm sure Ron Pisco would be real happy to hear that, too.
Ron Pisco is going to root for the Islanders, and I don't blame him.
No, that's fine.
So I would root for the Islanders.
If that's the case, I'll be rooting for the Panthers.
I would root for the Islanders through and through, unless they play us.
Well, yeah.
So that's the way that
just
goes.
like the Sabres, who are not playing again. They're done.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Sorry, Buffalo.
Yep.
So what happens?
Well, I'm like I said, I'm going to miss Rick Peckham, but I'm sure they have somebody in mind to fall into place, and I'm sure they have their candidates, and maybe they've already decided, but they're going to hold back.
Well, you never know. Let's take a quick break from hockey since we're almost done today. Let's talk about what you did in the community just recently at the fire department.
Well, that's easy.
Good.
Clorox, my company.
Good company, by the way.
My employer, one of the top 50 companies in the world.
Yeah.
They sent me an email and said that, hey, we're going to send you a skid of wipes, and we'd like you to determine where you're going to donate that to.
Hold on. You just said a skid of wipes.
Yes.
Is that wipes for the skid mark, or is skid like a pallet?
It's a pallet.
Oh, I'm sorry, good.
Yes. So we got a pallet full, of wipes, and I was asked to donate this to the first responders in whatever area I chose. Well, I chose my local neighborhood firehouse, the Palm Harbor Fire Department, and anybody that goes on to the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers site or my page will see we not only recorded a video because the diva, my friend Ann, decided that she wanted it
that's fine.
videotaped. So we recorded the firehouse, and we pulled up in the van and brought out all the wipes and gave it to the fire department and everything, which is great.
Yeah.
Now I have another delivery scheduled tomorrow for another local firehouse in Tarpon Springs.
And hopefully very soon you'll be giving them to All Children's Hospital where my wife works.
And even more.
Yes.
Even more locations. So
this is true.
As I get donations from my company, these places that we can help first responders, they will be given Clorox wipes and whatever else that we can come up with, because that's what we do. We believe in helping the community, and that's one huge way we can do that.
Well, and that's the fantastic part, Joe. Not only do you do that with Clorox, but the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers do the toy drive every year, and we just care about our community. We don't just care about our podcast. We don't just care about Facebook. We don't just care about this and that. We care about two things. We care about the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we care about the Tampa Bay community. And that's a great thing. That's why I love being a member of this. That's why I love being part of this, because it's just a lot of fun to know that we're having a good time, and we're doing a good thing, and we're rooting for the best damn team of all time.
Well, I won't accept, running a group that is not active, that doesn't do anything, that just sits there and says, okay, well, this is who we are. We're a Lightning group, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's boring to me.
Exactly.
So 5 years later, I'd like to think that the Thunderstrikers are one of the top groups. I'd like to think that we are definitely one of the, if not the most active group, because we do have a toy drive. We do make donations heavily. We're heavily involved with the community. We're reaching out to the firehouses right now at this difficult time. We're reaching out to anybody that we can with the supplies that we have.
Yeah.
And, getting, as everybody knows, if you try to go to the store and pick up Clorox wipes, good luck.
True.
Because it's so rare that you can get Clorox wipes right now.
I have some, because I know somebody.
Yeah. So it's very important that, the community gets taken care of, especially these healthcare facilities, the firehouses, the pet places.
I'm just messing with you.
The Humane Society.
Yeah.
Humane Society needs wipes to clean up after the kennels and everything.
And next show, I'm going to show you my new dog. But we'll get into that later. Because we have reached the 8 o'clock hour, Joe.
That's right.
We have actually done a full show with no hockey playing. And that's what makes us incredible as the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers.
The hour has gone by so fast.
I know. Well, that's how it goes when I'll be honest with you. We got just a couple seconds left before we can head out of here. We were talking before the show how much we've missed this, how much we've missed you guys out in the Facebook land, and those who watch us on CastBox and YouTube when I post it this week. It's good to be back. It's good to have you guys back in the fold. Yep. It's good to do the show. We're just so excited. And, yeah, you're right. Time just flew right by. But now it's time to say goodbye. You like how I segued into that, right? All right, Joe, here's the thing. Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers will be on, hopefully, every Sunday from now until the Stanley Cup is in the hands of the Tampa Bay Lightning this year, hopefully. For Joe D'Angelo and Jeff Snyder, we are the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers. Joe, give it a final out.
Thank you for watching. It's been a great show. We love our audience. We love our fans, our Tampa Bay Lightning, and everything. We're glad that you're home safe and everything's going good. If it's not, keep praying and reach out for help, because there is help out there, except for the government, of course.
Yeah.
But we want to be able to help people as much as we can. And, I've been asked about wipes and everything, and I'll help as much as I can. And it's been a great show, and it's great coming back, and we want you to come back next weekend as every Sunday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This is Joe D'Angelo.
This is Jeff Snyder. We're the Tampa Bay Thunderstrikers. Have a great night, folks.
Have a great week, everybody. Good night.
Oh, yeah. Go Bolts.